You know, there comes a time when you probably ought to stop broadcasting. I probably should have quit about 5 years before I passed.
I think we should have quit about 20 years ago.
That's okay. I've been listening since 10. I can't make anything out of it.
What am I, an accountant? What do I know? We only deal in truth here.
Oh, my God. What world am I living in? Stop Barter's making me laugh.
Don't you feel a little stupid? Go over there this afternoon. Throw your worm in the water. See how that works out.
Throw your worm in the water means something different in Los Angeles.
Well, it means about the same thing here in Kenosha. Wow. Things haven't changed.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make heads or tails which part is which.
Was a virgin sacrifice?
Not that I recall. We couldn't find one.
And not in Kenosha anyway, right?
Get through what you got to get through, Scott.
This program is a real challenge.
Good morning, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the April 7th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP, where this morning we are celebrating our 22nd year in broadcasting. Woohoo! Should we quit now, or you want to?
Should have quit then. I mean, quit now. We can't quit now.
Hey, the good news is 22 years, no arrest and/or conviction, so we got that on our resume.
Convictions.
Well, yeah. Okay. We are streaming worldwide and booming across the cool and crisp cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 1.4 million listeners here in the Tri-County area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. Joining us this morning, my relationship advisor, Elmo Schneider, is in the house.
Good morning.
And I see that you brought a guest. Why don't you introduce your guest?
We have Nelson the Beer Guru in here for National Beer Day.
But so we understand, for full disclosure, Nelson is your son.
Yes.
And the beer, obviously the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Well, he actually works in the industry, so he is...
The beer industry?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to get to that. You go by Nelson, or should we call you Nelly?
Nelson's fine.
I had old whoa Nelly, remember that?
Oh, Nelly, let me tell you about some beer.
Keith Jackson.
And as he is every Saturday, our video coordinator, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie the camera dude, joins us here.
To do something about that light.
Something about the light.
Your face out. Your face is actually glowing.
All right. Well, where do we?
Well, we'll do it at 10:30.
I'll
I'll see what's up with the.
Well, we got all these.
You figure something.
All these new lights in here.
That
and,
one that's last on me, I'll just at break I'll bend it back so it's not.
Why don't we just rip them all out?
Okay, yeah. Face is glowing a little bit.
His face is glowing.
All right. Did you want to come over and do this now, or
No, I'll wait till
Okay.
10:30.
Or
I was going to ask.
or noon.
Yeah, when I'm out the door.
Did you, Nelson? Have you ever seen a real Love Doctor? Do they have something like this in Milwaukee?
Nelson, you do have a straight shot to the door. Anytime you want to leave, you can spin and run.
I picked this chair for a reason.
Yeah, hey, good job, buddy.
Now I know why you kept your car running out in the parking lot. Hey, in engineering and board operating the Kenosha Today trolley ride, again filling in for Wacky Wayne.
Yeah.
JumboJimTronMan.com joins us.
Who's that?
Don't you ever watch the TV? You know, they got that, whatever guy's name is, but that's what it's your twin brother, JumboJimTronMan.com.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I have no idea who
A guy like you that's in
on. 22 years, huh?
Oh, a guy like you in the theater ought to know that.
Okay, I'll check on that. But thank, it's great to be here.
Isn't it? You're not very sincere. I can tell.
Nothing
sincere.
better to do on a Saturday morning.
Yeah,
That's
what would
right.
you be doing if you weren't here?
Sleeping like most of our listeners.
Yeah. This week, the Kenosha Today Secret Word Challenge is sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. And now that Congress has passed sweeping changes to the tax code, many questions have arisen as to how all this may or may not pertain to your particular situation. So with over 35 years of tax preparation, financial planning experience, let us guide you through all the options that are still available and how you can use the new tax code to your advantage. Give me a call, 262-652-6767. We'll see if we can set something up. Now, Nelson, you also have broadcasting experience too, right?
That's true. Television, yes.
You work for Channel 10?
Technically, I work for Wisconsin Foodie. We actually sell our show to Channel 10.
Okay, so did you go to school for that?
Yes, I went to UW Milwaukee for film school.
Well, I got to everything you learned in school, you might as well just it don't apply here.
And it's not being used here either. So.
That's right. The Kenosha Today Brain Trust has pre-selected this morning's secret word, and the first caller to say the secret word will win a $20 Boathouse gift card. Compliments of Kenosha Today. And coming up after the 10:30 weather break, Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City and Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And then, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, written at Amen Corner, Where Gray Hairs Matter, on the deck of the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. During last night's production meeting, Nelson, you missed the production meeting, which is probably a good thing. Okay.
Oh, I was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Doesn't seem very interested here.
22 years.
22 years.
Anyway, the top 10 is the top 10 reasons the Kenosha Today Show has lasted for 22 years. I mean, there's got to be a reason for everything.
Sure.
And then,
As I said before, isn't that a stump the chumps question?
yeah, that's what we're going to get here. During that half hour, Stump the Chumps is back. And we're going to allow one of our lucky listeners an opportunity to see if they are smarter than the chumps that sit here. It's a trivia thing, Nelson, and we'll see if they are. We've been pretty good with this. Somebody calling in trying to trick us up with some kind of trivia question. And if they are successful in stumping the chumps, they get to come in here for an upcoming show and sit in this seat right here where you are. That makes you just excited.
That is a prize.
And people can see for themselves all the intricacies and the planning and the technology that goes into producing a high-powered, high-energy radio show like this.
You said that with a straight face too. That's good job. 22 years.
That's acting.
That's acting, my friend.
Hey, and there's even more, boys and girls.
More.
Our special weekly editorial segment. It's called As the Keg Turns. This is when we go... See, you can even sing. This week's High Five Zingers and Doofuses, as only heard here. And it gets, geez, we just keep going and going and going. Even better for those who might have forgotten, tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here at AM 1050, WLP, and listen to the replay of this show.
Relive the magic.
And, we were figuring out, we do 50 shows a year times 22 years. Carry the
about 1,100.
1,100. Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's what everyone's sitting at home going. They're going, wow. Really?
And then you can watch the replay of this finely tuned, professionally produced Excuse for Radio show on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14, Tuesdays at 5 and Wednesdays.
It's now Spectrum Cable, Scott.
Spectrum Cable?
Yeah. It's been that way for a couple of years now. So.
Hey, I just found out Nixon's now not president anymore. I'm a little behind.
22 years.
Yeah, well, they used to have us on Sundays at 6, but wait till we start interviewing Stormy Daniels. Then they're going to come begging us to come back there. Did you ever interview Stormy Daniels?
I have not, no.
Would you like to?
Be an interesting conversation, I can say that much.
Yeah. If you don't, if you take a pass on it, we've got 4 other guys in here that will. Spider, are you the love doctor? You into Stormy? Talking to Stormy? No, oh, Jim, she'd kill you. Well, she just would just.
That's fine. Ain't got a problem with that.
Well, if you go with a smile on your face, hopefully.
And then some.
And then some. And every Friday afternoon around 3 p.m., we get together for Getting Silly with. It's either Sally or Scotty, depending on which transgender bathroom I'm using. Yeah, yesterday afternoon I used the men's because I felt a little more at home there. But when I decide to go to the transgender side and then I use the girls, then it changes the whole complexion.
And you sit down, right?
Well, of course.
Okay.
You can't, Jim, focus now. You can't stand up and go into the women's room. You just figured that out? There is no urinal in a woman's bathroom.
You stand up at the toilet.
Nelson, tell him this.
22 years, folks. 22 years.
All right.
Because that sometimes you just have to.
I knew that was coming. Why would I? Anybody want to recap the election? Guess not. Nobody cares. Elmo, I want to ask you about this the liberal judge that got elected. Is that a little bit of a shock to you in the state Supreme Court?
Oh, it's not a shock that she got elected. I don't, the other guy ran a terrible campaign. He did, he thought it would be a normal, boring Supreme Court campaign, and she had tons of outside money. And
do you think that sends a message to the Republicans that they might be in trouble in November?
Sends a message they better get off their butts and vote. That's
yeah.
But he had, other than this corner of the state, he had very little publicity outstate at all. So that's
that kind of, and by that big a margin too.
Yep.
Of course, some of the
they had a huge turnout in Madison. That's really what did it there too. So.
The Holly Kangas beat incumbent G. John Ruffalo, and I guess that's not a real shocker.
Avoiding a lot of problems there.
Oh,
so.
yeah. You know what? It would have been interesting had he prevailed to see how he was going to handle that as a convicted felon. He couldn't have held the office, so what was he going to do? Just resign? He hadn't technically resigned that I'm aware of. So what was he going to do? Just make him go through the expense of having another election? But I guess that's all.
Well, he wouldn't have been sworn in for his new term.
Oh, but would they have just taken her then, the second vote?
No, it becomes an open seat, and they would have to go through the.
Well,
as if somebody resigned or something like that, they would have to.
That put to rest.
Either hold a special election again or.
Have
the seat filled.
We don't have to.
As when Bruce Fox got in.
Yeah.
So.
And he prevailed too, as did two surprises. Dominic Ruffalo upset incumbent Jesse Downing, and I knew when I said this last week, I knew this Stephanie Kemp in the 11th district. Beat Scott Gordon by only 15 votes. I knew that was going to be close, and that whole issue came down to the K-Tech parking problem, but we'll see what she can do with that. And then Jan Mahowski defeated easily Kyle Flood, and Bruce Fox beat Martin.
John Fox.
No, there's two of them.
Okay.
Bruce Fox won in the 8th district, and John Fox
won in the
also
second.
won in the second.
Yeah.
So we wish them well. And then on the school board, Duncan, Motter, and Battle won the 3 seats. And we'll have to see what their agendas might be. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to be building new schools with the Foxconn deal coming in, so we'll see what's going to happen there. $50,000 was spent on Duncan and Todd Battle's campaign. $50,000, 2 seats, paying $6,000 each. I'm missing something, but I don't know. We're going to find out probably in the next few months. If anybody wants to comment on that, 262-694-1050. And also one of the problems the city has is sinking more money into the lagoon. We started this project with a $40,000 study, and then it went from 40 to 60 to 100. Just the study, right?
Just
the study. And we've talked to engineers, Elma and I did, because we don't make things up here.
No.
Not necessarily. We talked to a couple engineers. All they had to do was put some soil borings down there, right? What they call it?
Take core samples.
Core samples, 2 of them, and they would have had this. And we could have done that for probably 1,000.
And beer.
We would have split it.
Yeah.
900 for me and 100 for Helmo. Let's see. Got a call there, jumbojimtronman.com?
Surely.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning.
Nelson, this is for you.
Good morning, Shirley.
National Beer Day, right?
That's it.
Yeah, you got a question because Nelson here is the guru on beer.
I don't know about rum chata, Shirley. So.
No, you
Yeah,
got to
rum
understand.
chata, yeah,
I got
like
to explain
that.
to Nelson. Shirley's kind of in the elderly,
Hot division.
and she's in the pot division. She grows pot in her garage. Yeah, see. So she's not familiar with. Is this called craft beer? Is that the proper term for?
Yeah, craft beer when you care about where your ingredients come from and where you're sourcing them as opposed to just your bottom line.
Well, Shirley, what's your bottom line?
I was just going to say Bruce Fox is my alderman, and he got reelected, so he's a good guy.
Well, thank you for enlightening our
I
listeners.
put my pot out in the garage.
We're talking pot and beer. We're done talking politics for now.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say who my alderman was, and he's very nice.
You're just reminding yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah, is that Jim Sullivan?
It is.
JumboJimTronMan.com is
Jim.
back
2
here.
weeks in a row I get to talk to you.
How are you, Shirley?
Well, I could be better, but I'm okay.
Yeah, don't complain though.
Yeah.
Nobody likes
No, it doesn't
nobody
do
likes a
anything.
whiner.
You just got to keep on going.
Just
That's-
keep on, keep on, right, girl?
Nor do we care. So
no, we
don't care. I know people
you know,
don't care about anybody else. I know that.
Well, Scott doesn't, but I care about you.
Oh, thank you.
do you have a question on that's beer related?
Not really.
How about pot related? Anything on pot?
Yeah, he went to college. I'm sure he might have.
Smelled
yeah,
it.
Come across-
My pot's growing very well.
Yeah, he's about ready for harvest, huh?
Uh-huh.
I see
I wish
they.
it would warm up a little bit. It's kind of
I see in the
bad for the plants when it's so cold.
I see in the paper they busted one of your competitors that had a pot growing thing in his basement. So, you know,
I
the
saw
competition
that.
is out there.
I know. I'm kind of scared sometimes.
Yeah. Do you have anything else that you're going to lend to this stirring conversation?
Well, I heard Jim a little while ago on that sports show, hunting show, with Jared Nick.
So, Shirley, I know you don't get out too much and everything, but tell your friends about my play. Tell them to come on down.
I will. I wish
road-
I was able to go.
I know,
just
dear.
wish I was.
Oh, is
but I
there,
just-
is there a play going on?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know about this.
No.
Yeah, there's a play called Superior Donuts going on at the Rhodey Center for the Arts, 514 56th Street,
Boy, is this-
downtown Kenosha.
Is this a cheap ass?
And hey, I've got the microphone, so why not? I mean, I've got the controls too, so I can turn all your microphones off and just spend the rest of the hour talking about Superior Donuts. But no, it's a great play. It's it's over down by Rhodey Center for the Arts. There are some strong language in it too, so.
that sounds good.
Yeah,
Surely. People over at your church aren't going to appreciate that kind of attitude.
there's a few F-bombs and a few things there, but it's really raw. It's really Chicago. I've had people who came to the show from Chicago because the play takes place in Chicago, and they say it's very authentic. That's the way it is in uptown Chicago. So
Sounds very, very interesting.
7:30 tonight, and then 2:00 tomorrow afternoon. Then we have a 7:30 next Friday and Saturday.
Wait a minute, you're going up against the Brewers and the Cubs tomorrow afternoon?
Yeah,
Who scheduled that?
not me,
Got the Masters, too.
And the Masters.
and not me. Believe me, I'm not in the scheduling part of it.
Boy, you'd be, your play. What's the name of this scam that you're pulling now?
I'm not pulling any scam, my friend. This is actual live theater in downtown Kenosha by the Lakeside Players. It's called Superior Donuts.
Now, Jim, you talk about strong language. I'm right in the middle of writing a play about the Charm Beauty Salon, and there's some really strong language in there.
I need to read that.
Hey, Gunga's got a plan, and if he calls me, I got some questions for him. Sure.
Excellent.
Gunga, I hope he calls.
He wants to
We're
have
going to have
this.
a panty raid at the
Yeah,
Charm
well,
Beauty Shop.
I went over there and cased this place out, and there's some flaws in his plan, and I'll wait till he calls.
All
in.
right, the panty raid.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Very
Shirley.
good beauty shop, the Charm. Oh my gosh, it's a very good beauty shop.
Well, I'm sure.
Carol's the owner, and she's just a sweetheart.
Yeah, everybody's
What's
getting
all these
plugs.
free advertising
It's just
plugs?
like,
I'm waiting for Gunga because we'll straighten this whole caper out.
Yeah, I hope Gunga calls.
All
All
right,
right, Shirley, we'll let you get back to your plants.
Yeah, and your boring life.
Yeah,
there.
good talking to you, Jim, and everybody else.
Okay, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Jim and everyone else. Did you hear that? Jim and everyone else. This is the Jim Sullivan Show. No, I'm sorry, it isn't it? I'm sorry. Scott Barter, today's show. 22 years.
I'm speechless.
Do you feel any different?
I feel 22 years older. Some mornings it's a struggle, as you probably know.
Oh,
and Bonnie and,
I've heard about it, yeah.
But at any rate,
Beer.
I think the next 22 is going to be a lot easier.
The next 22?
Let's talk about beer. 262-694-1050.
So, Nelson, why don't you tell them about the place you work at in the beer industry and what goes on there?
So I'm from Milwaukee Brewing Company.
I have a good friend that works there.
Oh, who works there?
Tim Higgins.
Oh, yeah, I'm really close with Tim. Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
yeah, tell him I say hey.
Yeah,
Great
absolutely.
guy. I love Tim.
What are you guys in an encounter group here?
No, I just saw. I wasn't sure if you worked at the Milwaukee Brewing Company, but Tim and I did improv together at Comedy Sports.
Yeah. Oh, I may have seen you. I've seen Tim
Probably.
at Comedy Sports. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool.
But yeah, so I've been there as a tour guide for the last 3 years, and so yeah, I've definitely learned quite a bit about beer in that time.
You know how to drive a trolley? You're probably you're way overqualified.
Hey, they're putting one in Milwaukee now. They don't
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're testing it out this week.
Yeah, is it really? Is it ready to go?
That's what. Well, they're doing like testing.
Yeah, they're
make
doing
sure
the
it's all,
testing
like,
on it, not till like next Sunday or something when they're unveiling it or something.
They'll just be going
for the
up and
public.
down St. Paul.
To make sure it doesn't kill anybody.
125 million for, I believe that's what it was.
So at the Milwaukee Brewing Company, how long you been working there now?
So I've been actually working there. I'll be coming up on 4 years, but I just started just pouring and learning, and then I've been being a tour guide for about 3 now.
Hey, is craft beer, is that a coming thing? It seems like every place, every bar has, like the Boathouse has 30 specialty beers. And some of these other ones, I think that's the coming thing that's representing a bigger share of the market versus the other ones.
It certainly has been growing, yeah, over the last, we got started a little bit earlier than everyone else. We started as a company back in 97 when craft beer really wasn't a hip and cool thing to do, per se. But now, yeah, I feel like in Milwaukee alone, I think we've opened up 15 breweries in the last 2 years.
And you can, I remember back in the day when Brewmasters had here in town, and they had this Old St. Nick and Pumpkin, and that stuff had more alcohol, like 12% alcohol, twice as much as you could get in Long Island. Do you got a big call for high alcohol type beers?
Not necessarily a big call. You will find people that are like, oh my gosh, that's like a 9% beer. Absolutely, give me that.
That's Wisconsin.
I'll have 2 and call Uber.
Yeah. But really, I don't know. For our brewery, it's more about this. We put the flavor first. If you want to barrel age something, it's going to have more alcohol in it, but we want that barrel age to be part of the flavor or something like that. So it's really more of an afterthought of how much alcohol it's going to have, as opposed we start with the flavors and then go from there.
Well, I've seen for example, they have what do you think, about 12 of them right at the one in the deck there, Steve. And a lot of people will say how much alcohol is in, and they'll forget the taste, just bring on the booze.
Why not just have a martini?
Yeah, at that point.
But they're growing so much. I mean, all over the country. I'm just looking at something online here. There, 135,000 jobs in small, for small brewing jobs have been created just by these craft breweries.
Yeah, I think I heard a statistic once. It was every 72 hours a new brewery tries to get its license or something like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. There's this saying here. There's over 6,200 operating breweries right now, craft breweries.
In Kenosha, too.
Yeah, in Kenosha.
Yeah, they're
That's
growing.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
4 or 5, yeah.
Now, isn't there a definition as to what a craft brewery actually is? Don't you have to make under a certain amount of beer?
So there's actually kind of a misnomer out there. So there's craft brewing and microbrewing, and people use them as synonymous terms, colloquially, but they're actually speaking of different things. Craft beer is focusing on your ingredients and the quality of your beer. Microbrewing is a legal definition of how much beer you make. If you're a recognized brewery, if you are under 15,000 barrels, you are a microbrewery. After that, you become a regional brewery. Lakefront's up there, New Glarus is up there. And then once you get to millions of barrels and have Super Bowl commercials, you're an industrial brewery.
right.
Wow. Yeah, there is one up is it by Sheboygan? What's the one where you...
Three Sheeps. They're in Sheboygan.
No, maybe it's not Sheboygan. I thought it was in Sheboygan where they have the brewery right there and you can take a tour.
I love New Glarus.
Maybe it's New Glarus, but I'm not a big beer drinker myself, but everybody else seems to be, and especially in the state of Wisconsin. So, hey, Jim, you were talking about jobs, and jobs are plentiful here in Kenosha County, and employers are seeking to fill a whole host of openings. And many of the employers say they're having more difficult time filling these positions. And what better way to seek new qualified hires than to take advantage of the very, very low Kenosha State advertising rates and increase your ability to fill these positions. There are approximately 1.4 million people living in the WIP listing area, reaching as far south as North Chicago, west to Lake Geneva, and to the northern suburbs of Milwaukee. So if you're looking to fill jobs such as service type, truck drivers, general laborers, warehouse workers, to include any skilled job openings, give me a call, 262-652-6767, and I'll get all the information to you. You know what I found out yesterday at our production meeting? There's a couple McDonald's in town that no longer have counter help.
Oh, we
To
go into
order,
kiosks.
you have to go in those little kiosk things, and you order that way. Maybe the kids were having a hard time making change or something.
$15 an hour. There it is.
Yeah, but they still have somebody out there. But
Yeah, somebody's got to serve. They got to be human to put the.
how bad are we getting when you can't even order at McDonald's without?
We'd
going
probably
to
get
the-
better service at some McDonald's. I'm telling you, I've been in some McDonald's.
No, McDonald's. Don't call us because he were just.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, that happens to any industry. It depends. There's different stores, different places. I mean, there's some McDonald's I go to, and they're just whatever. Yeah, hey, I'm here for you. What do you need, sir? Thank you very much. Come again. Would you like this? Would you like that?
They tell you
but
to
I,
come
I've been at
again?
some. I've been at some McDonald's where I'm sorry. Am I bothering you? Can I order something?
Yeah, really.
You know, and it's just like, come on.
Any fast food.
But that is
Yeah.
exactly.
We're
That's my
not-
point. My point is it's that way.
We're not singling out on McDonald's.
No, we're not. We're not. All the other ones are guilty as well.
Oh, good. Okay. God. So you even have to put our on-air disclaimers along with this.
Yeah.
This is a good time to take a break, right, Jumbo?
It's a
Jim?
great time to take a break.
We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Oh, in some of my songs I have casually mentioned the fact that I like to drink beer. Now this little song, it's more to the point. Roll out the barrel and lend me your ear. I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow. I like beer. It helps me unwind. Sometimes it makes me feel mellow.
Hello, everybody. This is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the April 7th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, celebrating our 22nd anniversary in the world of broadcasting. Are we still mellow? We don't get mellow till later, according to the song.
Sure.
Okay. Coming to you live from Studio A here at AM 1050, WLIP, spreading the love to over 1.4 million people living in the WLIP listening area that surrounds us here at Camp Happy Face. Also bringing you gas trolleys, backyard beavers. You guys have any backyard beavers up in Milwaukee?
We have had turkeys, and depending on who's talking, we have had the Milwaukee lion going around.
Wasn't there a
Yeah, the cougar.
cougar?
Oh, the cougar,
yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't caught that thing yet, huh?
No.
That's what this 80-year-old guy calls, or gal calls, jumbotron here. A cougar.
She's my cougar, which
Yes.
is kind of scary actually.
Yeah.
Being my age.
She's still
how old a cougar
does
is.
she still have
at
teeth?
my age.
Does she still have teeth?
I hope not.
Okay. Hey, is this a call for us, do you think? Or is it
I don't
wrong
know.
number?
No. I think this is your buddy.
Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
This is Ganga. Are you ready to bag some bloomers?
Yeah, I got some. I'm glad you called.
Did you call that off?
No, I didn't call it off, but
Oh.
By the way, you were out on your pilgrimage to Pakistan last week, and your lovely wife, the former Miss Libertyville, she invites me over to your house for an evening,
Yes.
and now I know why they call her Liberty for All.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, she's quite a giving woman.
Don't
But
you-
you know what you really might want to try out is her pet goat. He is a much better lay.
Hey, don't you ever pick up after your Camel Clyde? I had to wear boots to get into this house.
Well, she's not a very good housekeeper either.
I can tell you
And the
that.
goat is a much better housekeeper.
And by the way, Gunga, you're out of vodka. I just thought I'd tell you that.
Did you find the good stuff, or were you drinking the crappy
No,
stuff?
she just gave me the. And by the way, you're out of pretzels too.
Pretzels?
Pretzels.
Well,
you-
those are her pretzels.
Oh, okay. Hey, I went out when you called in about this panty raid at this hair salon.
Yes.
There seems to be some flaw in your plan, Mr. Mastermind, because I went and checked this out, and come to find out, ain't none of these women wearing panties over there.
I know. Shirley is one of them.
So, well, how can we go on a panty raid? What are we going to get? Nothing?
I figured we'd get some Depends or something. We'll find something there.
So we're going on a Depends raid. We better.
We might have to those blue hairs.
Well, we have to come up with a plan B because I'm not going to get over there and come away empty-handed.
Well, keep me posted if you come up with some brilliant strategies.
I thought you were the mastermind of this deal.
Certainly not. No. That's where your white privilege comes in. Your privilege to overthink our Pakistanis.
God almighty. Hey, I got one last question.
No rebuttal?
No.
Not if he wants to stay on the air for another 22 years.
Hey, I got one last question.
Yes, sir.
Getting back to your lovely wife. How do you put up with all her snoring?
Her snoring, I put 2 corks in her nose.
Okay. I hope she doesn't listen to this, because you might be in trouble.
Certainly not. Nor does she sleep with me.
That's why they called her Liberty for All, apparently. But
Yes. That's libertarian
this,
for short.
I hate to say this, Gunga, but your marriage seems to be a little on the rocks, on the rocky side.
Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9?
Yeah, but is it just being from Pakistan? You're allowed to have 9 wives at one time?
No. None of the women in my previous marriages could keep up with my muscular love making.
God, what are you, about 5'6" and 250
I'm a man of
pounds?
much business. When I'm in the bedroom, I'm a man of business.
Okay.
I leave her $10 on the dresser drawer.
Your own wife?
Only $10?
Yes.
Do you ask for change?
Certainly not. I am a man of much wealth and influence.
You know what? I got a feeling your house is going to turn out to be just like the McDonald's that we were talking about. In order for you to have a little tete-a-tete session, you're going to have to hit the kiosk and order up. You're just not going to be able to go in and sweet talk her like you used to be.
What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to invent the credit card taker so I can just slide it right down the back of their...
Okay, all right. We're getting close, my friend.
Yeah,
we're getting
You better get
really
off the phone while
close.
you still have a job.
Yeah. Okay, say hi to the folks in Pakistan.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, okay. Boy, that was pushing up.
That was my finger on the dump button.
Jeez, I hate to dump Gunga.
Well, Gunga dump.
Where were we here?
Gunga dinner.
Gunga.
Let's talk more about beer. I like beer.
Well, wait a minute. I got to get to the game here.
Oh, let's get to the game.
Anyway, we invite you to join the thousands of fans who have already signed up and liked us on Facebook. And Elmo puts the best posts on Facebook that you can ever see.
Mm. And
we are brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses.
Oh.
If you missed us, joining us this morning, Elmo Schneider is here, along with his son, Mason. What the heck am I thinking? Nelson. That was close. You don't have a brother named Mason.
You got the son right.
Sister named Allison.
Kenosha State Love Doctor, Spider and Ronnie, the camera dudes here. Hey, last week we were almost talking about the alien spaceship that was supposed to hit the Earth.
Yeah.
Did it ever hit?
It went in the South
burned out,
Pacific.
yeah, went up.
Yeah,
Oh,
South Pacific.
because you're still here, and which
Yeah, we
means
can use
that
the pool.
and your friends in Spider Dome didn't come and get you.
No.
You think they just bypassed you on purpose?
They don't care.
They don't care. And engineering and board operating, the Kenosha State train wreck this morning. Filling in for Wacky Wayne on Jumbo Chimjob.com.
22 years. How'd you make it?
I don't know.
Live, too. Every show was live.
Yeah,
on TV.
we've never, except for the first year.
Yeah.
We started. We tape it on a Thursday. 4 hours to tape a 1 hour show, and I was going to quit, and probably a lot of people thought I should have. But then
We won't mention who the producer
Probably
is.
thought you did.
Yeah. So the guys, I was done, and the guy says no. At Jason, he was before Joe Piat was the guy's name. He was the
Okay.
Channel 14 coordinator. He says, "Why don't you just do this on Wednesday? Do it live and be, forget the editing." Been doing it that way ever since. So,
All right.
there's something. See, over there, we didn't have a dump button
No.
like we have here.
No.
There was a delay, but there's
A
no
delay, but there's no way to kill it. Yep.
So we really had to be careful.
Of course, you are not broadcast either, so that makes a difference.
No, that was live.
No, but I mean, you're not over the air. It's cable.
Yeah.
They have different rules for cable rather than on the
Well,
air
no,
broadcast.
we'd do a live show on Wednesdays at 6, and that was
True,
live.
but as far as having to dump stuff, you can let it through on cable, but you have to dump
well,
it for
some of
over
the
air.
what's the 6 words you can't say?
We're not going to say.
No, we're not going to say, but you can only do that on cable from
11 till 5. in the
11 at night till 5 in the morning. You could, but this was prime.
Yeah, but that's not a FCC. That may be a station regulation, but it's not a FCC
It's not?
regulation. No.
Then they pulled the wool over our eyes, Spider.
Yeah, darn it.
Also, no one in the first half hour has won this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services, with over 35 years of tax preparation financial planning experience that has guided you through all the options that are still available. Give me a call, 262-652-6767. And if anybody should happen to mention today's secret word, we'll send you a $20 Boathouse gift card. And again, the show is being recorded for training purposes, right? Training.
Yeah, legal issues as well.
And litigation as well, yeah. And gives our opportunity to our board operator to... Do you go by board operator or
Monkey.
Mr. Monkey?
Well.
Monkey Man. And special thanks to Elmo. We are, the Kenosha Today Show is 365 days a year, 24/7 up on YouTube. We are all current, right?
We're current.
Current. And, of course, after the 11 o'clock break, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category, the top 10 reasons the Kenosha Today Show has lasted for 22 years.
Elmo,
That'd be interesting to hear that one.
When you said 6:15,
On the dot.
right there, 6:15.
And now, boys, in the morning?
No, this was earlier this week.
Tuesday.
And now, boys and girls, it's time to play Kenosha's fastest-growing game show sensation, the lightning round of City in Jeopardy, sponsored by the Boathouse Pub and Eatery. And to be eligible, no one from your household could have won any contest on WLIP within the last 60 days. The phone lines are clear.
They are now.
And I'm going to read the question, which is a very sophisticated, intelligent, multiple-choice question.
Are you sure it's for this show?
It says it right here.
Oh, okay. As long as you wrote it, it's got to be right.
You will then get 3 somewhat intellectual answers to choose from. And after that, you will hear the ding. And the first caller to correctly answer the question wins a Kenosha Today $25 gift certificate to the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, located at 4917 7th Avenue here in Kenosha. Open Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., featuring weekly lunch and dinner specials. And enjoy a beautiful waterfront view and stop in for their big Saturday and Sunday morning breakfast and Bloody Mary specials beginning at 7 a.m. until noon. And if you're planning a party or a banquet, call Joyce at 262-654-9922, or you can find them on the web at boathousekenosha.com. And the phone lines are clear. Here is the very sophisticated question. We were going to talk about the Lincoln Park Lagoon, but we'll get back to that. What would be the best way to fix the Lincoln Park Lagoon? Fill it by drinking $400,000 worth of beer and letting nature do her thing. B, request $100,000 for a study on where to put the alligators. Or C, drain the swamp by disposing all the sediment directly into the trolley. First caller, 262-694-1050. What would be the best way to fix the Lincoln Park Lagoon? A, well, let's take the call first. Which was first one?
Wow. All right. Here we
All
go.
right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, guys. It's Cindy. Did somebody say cougar?
Jim, this call for you.
The Cougar use the phones now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Cindy, you want to play the game here?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What's the best way to fix the Lincoln Park Lagoon? A, fill it by drinking $400,000 worth of beer and letting nature do her thing. You know, beer should always be rented, right?
Right.
Nelson, never should buy it.
No.
Or B, request $100,000 for a study on where to put the alligators. Or C, drain the swamp by disposing all the sediment directly into the trolley. Cindy.
I'm going to say C.
Drain the swamp by disposing all the sediment directly into the trolley. Yes, that's the correct answer.
All right.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Wow.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. 22 years you've been on there, huh?
Yeah.
22 long, painful years.
Yes. I wanted to say hi to Nelson.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, Nelson.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
It's your Cougar.
Do you know him?
My brother's house used to be behind your grandparents' house down there on by the dunes.
Oh, hey, how about that?
Yeah, yeah. So, kind of know you guys a little bit. And your dad, I met him a few times. He's pretty funny.
He can be.
This guy here, Elmo?
Yeah, he's a good piano player too.
Okay.
All right.
That's awesome.
So I'm complimenting. What's his name? The piano player.
Elmo?
Elmo. Yeah, Elmo.
Yes.
I was trying to remember his real name, but
Steve.
I couldn't. Steve, that's right.
But he goes by Elmo.
I should know that name. That was my first husband's name.
Oh.
Steve.
Boy, that's an endorsement for you.
Nothing.
Well, when you said you knew him, I guess you do, huh?
Well, when he was a kid.
I know nothing.
You know nothing. No, that sounds good.
So
That's the German choir. They sing that, don't they?
What that? I'm
The
not
German men's choir. They sing that. I know nothing.
sure. Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Cindy, today you get to brag because you've just been named the smartest person in Kenosha.
Oh wow! And I don't even live there.
I'm smart. I'm like everybody says. But
That's
no,
right.
I'm smart.
Now, aren't you-
I'm smart.
Aren't you glad you called us?
Yes, I am. I'm always glad when I call you guys.
That's awesome.
Off the
Yeah.
air,
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Cindy.
JimboTronMan.com here is going to take. I have it, but he's going to give you your.
I'm going to get your information.
You're going to give me my address? That's great.
I'm going to give you your address. 22 years. 22
years they've been giving me my address.
I have the attention span.
Been giving
I
it
don't
to
know what it
you. Giving it to you.
And then.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put you on hold, okay?
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
going to get
thanks,
this,
guys.
and I'll send this out on Monday to you. All right. While you're doing that,
I'm doing that.
I'm going to read this.
Can you read my handwriting?
Yeah.
Don't read it loud over the air, though.
Okay.
No.
22 years.
22 years.
I was a product of the Kenosha Unified School System.
As was I.
As was I.
Me too.
Ronnie?
Yep.
See?
So we're all smart.
Anyway, Pete's Place soon to be the Union Park Tavern,
Nope.
4520 8th Avenue across the street from Union Park.
Now, Scott, Cindy had mentioned the German choir, and I might say
Go ahead.
3 weeks from today
Yeah.
is the MGV Harmonia German Male Chorus annual spring concerts.
Outstanding. Where's that going to be?
It will be in the gymnasium at Holy Rosary.
Outstanding.
Trinity Gymnasium.
Nice. Holy Rosary.
Doors open at 5:30. Concert starts at 6:30. So
Will there be food and drink, or?
there's wonderful food and drink. We make authentic German food there, and lots of beer there too. So
Beer.
come in and dancing after the concert.
Okay.
So it's
You're in a roll. You want to keep going?
we usually
Oh, no, I'm fine. I just heard beer, and I said, beer.
tickets are $8 in advance and $10 at the door.
All right.
But, we usually pack the house. So.
All right. We were talking about the Lincoln Park Lagoon. I wanted to get to this before the City in Jeopardy, but unfortunately we didn't. Oh, I know we started. Then we had a call. The study started at 40,000, then it went up to 100,000, and now they want another 400,000. Seems like now we're up to 1.5 million to dredge a dopey little lagoon. I mean, it doesn't serve really any purpose. Hey, Mr. Engineer, do we have a phone call?
Possibly.
Is that what that red light is blinking for?
No.
It stopped.
Usually, now, Nelson's got broadcasting experience.
Sure.
Now, let me ask Nelson, when the light blinks, wouldn't it be nice to answer the phone, do you think?
It would be nice if it,
They stayed on the line.
if they stayed on the line, it'd be even nicer.
Oh, okay.
Probably a wrong number.
262-694-1050. That's the wrong number.
694
What did I say?
1050.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what we're going to do now. We got to ante up another 400,000 just for the dopey little lagoon, and I don't know that.
Yeah, the whole thing. Once
People-
it's started, you got to finish it. What else are you going to do?
Well, that's right. Well, we'll address that. We'll have that.
We'll jump off that bridge when we get to it.
Well, I'm going to address that in the High Five Zingers and Doofuses.
Ah.
Where am I at? Oh, speaking of beer, here was a great story.
Beer.
Possibly a tipsy man loves cheap. How do you pronounce it? Costco beer? Is that how you pronounce that?
Costco.
Costco beer. Okay.
Well, you know what Costco is? There's one right out in.
Oh, that's their. Okay, that's their beer. Right. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know they made beer.
That Costco beer is.
He didn't know what a peep was either. Before.
Yeah.
You know, I lead such a sheltered life after all these years. I got to
22
get out of the
years.
house more. Anyway, this guy, they have a beer called Kirkland Signature Light. Oh, I see, and it's only sold at Costco. And
Kirkland is their store brand. I mean,
Yes, okay.
everything is Kirkland there.
so this guy attempts to do his own commercial for this beer, and he comes up with some things like it's 11 a.m. somewhere, Now, these aren't mine. I'm just reading. This is what this guy tried to sell as an advertising. Available in 48 packs where you buy your pants. Give me a Kirkland, a koozie, and a floozy. Now, that's got some merit to it.
That is very Kenosha today right there.
Yeah. Got a drinking problem? Now you got a drinking solution. Life is like beer. Drink it and piss it out. His appreciation of beer is apparently real. He told this advertising firm he drinks about 18 cans a day. That's pretty serious.
Kind of sounds like that girl you were going to go watch the Super Bowl with that year. So it's. Let's go back to my house Super Bowl day. Let's go back to my house and watch the Super Bowl. We got to get some beer first. She picks out a 30-pack and says, "Okay, this is good enough for me. What are you drinking?"
That's a real woman.
I didn't go there. I had to bypass that. But that's just about what you said. This is good enough for me. What are you taking? Anyway, this guy, he says, I don't pick up my tools without a beer, and I don't pick up a beer without my tools. I'd hate to have him do work around my house. But I saw that, so.
That's pretty neat.
But, we don't endorse and condone drinking alcohol to any extent. So to all you wonderful snot-nosed little kids that are listening to this, don't go out and tell your mommy to buy you a 18-pack of beer.
Now, Nelson, you said you had some interesting beer stories.
Go ahead.
Got something to relate on that?
Oh, that's on the spot.
Make one up then.
Probably the most interesting beer story I actually learned as part of being an editor for Wisconsin Foodie. That I actually we've gone to Central Waters a handful of times, which has maybe one of the best barrel aging programs in like the country. Like their barrel aging room is as big as their actual brewery. Like it looks like the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark, just like barrels as far as the eye can see. But they partnered with a small company out in Viroqua because they just buy tons and tons of bourbon barrels, that this maple syrup company bought their bourbon barrels so they could age maple syrup in it, and they said, that's cool, we'll give them to you on the condition you give us those barrels back after you've aged maple syrup in them. So they made a bourbon maple syrup aged stout, and it was phenomenal. And like through the show, I got to like see the whole process and meet all the people, and it was a really cool story.
That's very cool.
Good morning, you're in Kenosha today.
Hello, you're on the air. Hello.
Come on.
No, you're not.
Okay, well, that was the same person who called before, so it's not.
It's not us.
It's not us. So take it back, man.
Okay.
Take it back. I'm a professional.
Sorry, dude.
We got 3 minutes to the top of the hour.
Hey, what's the time period when from making one of these beers? Is it a month or 2 months, or do you have to let it age, or what?
Well, depends on the beer you're talking about. You're at the brew time is just like an afternoon. It's about like 5 to 6 hours or so.
Oh, really?
For the brewing itself. The fermenting, though, for ales, it varies depending on what kind of beer you're making, but average is about 3 to 5 weeks. Lagers, on the other hand, are fermented at a colder temperature, so like the chemical reaction is slower. So that's more like 2 months.
Ooh.
And then on top of that, if you barrel age it, like one of our most famous barrel ages for Milwaukee Brewing Company is the Louis Resurrection, where we take our Louis Demise Amber Ale, and then that gets aged for 2 months in bourbon and brandy barrels.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a little more.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah. See, people don't necessarily tune into this thing to learn anything, but we're learning a lot here.
Probably the most in 22 years. Actually.
Providing a public service.
Public service, that's us. How much time we got left?
We got a minute.
Got a minute.
Yeah.
When we get back, we've got a bunch of stories. We got issues. I mean, not
We
issues.
do have issues.
We have issues.
Oh, issues you have.
We have some the top 10, and then after 11:30, we will get to we'll play Stump the Chumps in this next half hour. Oh, you're gonna love this. See, we try to have something for everybody: perverts, degenerates, and morons. So we try to cover all the bases, and we'll be right back.
I like beer 'cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, 'cause the beer it makes me
Good morning, everybody. If you just joined us, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the April 7th Pick-to-Click edition of the Kenosha City Weekly Report, celebrating our 22nd anniversary in the wacky world of TV and radio broadcasting on this National Beer Day.
Yeah, it's National Beer Day.
Boy, we don't miss nothing, do we?
I'm going to have to drink beer today.
Broadcasting live from Studio A here at AM 1050 WLIP on your radio dial. Being brought to you by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of many other very fine local businesses. Taking serious journalism to an all-time high. Nelson, see, the first hour was just the warm-up. We're taking serious journalism, and now it's all downhill from here.
Reaching new heights of mediocrity.
Spanning the globe, reporting on national stories, state stories, local issues, and on occasion we might make something up. Joining us this morning, our Kenosha connection, Elmo Schneider, and his son, Nelson Schneider, the first. You're the first.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
There's only one.
And
There could be only one.
he came here an innocent man this morning, and when you leave, you're going to end up being just like an old pervert, just like the rest of us. Anyway, with us, as he is each and every Saturday, every young guy's role model, our video coordinator, Spider Ronnie, the Love Doctor. What a role model he is.
Just look at me.
And just look at him. And
Expert in exterior latex also.
yes, and performing as both the engineer and board operator, filling in for Wacky Wayne, is JumboJimtronMan.com. Hey, you know, you were describing in our little production meeting beforehand your character that you play on this
This play.
this scam thing you're doing at the rodeo.
Superior Donuts, not a scam. It's an actual play.
And just describe the character. You have a ponytail?
I play a draft dodger, ponytailed hippie.
With an earring?
With an earring.
And a baseball cap?
Well, actually, I wear it.
I mean, I'm thinking, who did you just describe?
We're describing the Spider Ron, actually. I didn't even think about it, but if you saw me with the ponytail and the hat, you know, yeah. You know.
There you go.
But it's a great play. Come on down to Rhodey Center for the Arts tonight and tomorrow. Tonight's show 7:30, tomorrow 2:00. Next Friday and Saturday 7:30 show. You can buy tickets at the door.
Can I wait for the book to come out? Because I got the Cubs and the Brewers tomorrow, and then I've also got the Masters are on, and I might be drinking some of Nelson's beer tomorrow afternoon.
And we have beer. We do have a fully stocked bar at the Rhodey Center for the Arts. We do have a liquor license there. So.
All right. It's nice to have a license and do things according to the way the state
Absolutely.
does it.
Absolutely.
If you haven't signed on to like us on the Kenosha City Facebook page, you better get on with it. Hey, Elmo, are we pretty secure with our Facebook page? I mean, with all the breaches that have been going on? You know,
well, it's like I've said the last couple of weeks, they try to scrape our page and it keeps crashing their app. So.
So we got that going for us, right?
They can't understand anything about what's going on there. So.
Zuckerberg, you got Zuckerberg scratching his head, right? He can't figure this out.
Right. Yeah, but
Zuckerberg.
You know, a while back I installed Amazon Echo in somebody's house and set it all up and everything, and they said, "Well, try it out." And I say, "Alexa, play the Kenosha Today Show." And it came back, "No."
Anyway, the status of this morning's Secret Word Challenge, sponsored by Barter's Financial Planning Services. Still many options available for you and your family to save the maximum dollars. Give me a call, 262-652-6767. And if you just happen to get lucky and say this morning's secret word, we'll even send you a Boathouse $20 gift card. Now, this is where you say, do you feel lucky, punk? You and the red hat over there. Do you have that drop? Do you feel lucky, punk?
No,
it's probably not going to make anything anyway.
No, I mean, it'd be nice to know ahead of time that you're going to actually ask for that, like, you know,
well, I thought
during the news break. Hey, Jim, at this point, I'm going to ask for this drop, so I could probably prepare myself for it.
I didn't think of it then.
Okay, well.
Fine-tuned and highly produced.
What was I thinking? Scott Barter being prepared. Come on. No, but you are.
That's right. This is, now it's time, boys and girls. This is written in our home office on the deck at Amen Corner at the Boathouse Pub and Eatery, this week's top 10 thought-provoking category. And these are the top 10 reasons the Kenosha Today show has lasted for 22 years. Number 10, the liquor and pills just won't seem to wear off. Number 9, the show appeals to morons, perverts, and degenerates. Number 8, two things in common. .08 is the caller's IQ and also the host's blood level content. Number 7, we blame the ungodly stench in the Lincoln Park Lagoon. Number 6, most people are still sound asleep on Saturdays from 10 a.m. till noon. Number 5, our hate mail is only served in person or by process server. Number 4, the majority of our audience leaves their toilet seat up. Oh, hit the flush button. I meant to tell you that one.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Flush.
That's never mind.
It's not on the same.
Okay, all right. There should have been a flush there.
Well, okay. Yeah, next time.
Moving right to number 3. We're more powerful than a locomotive, faster than a speeding bullet, and able to leap dopey trolleys to nowhere in a single bound. Number 2. The show is geared for folks who are barely smarter than a 5th grader, and the number 1 reason the Kenosha Today show has lasted for 22 years. The city of Kenosha, I got to clean this up. Yeah. The city of Kenosha has absolutely nothing. Actually, it's the city administration. Would that be fair to say that? That's that. I guess that's better than what I was going to read anyway. Yeah. And a lot safer,
Way
too.
to make a last-minute change.
Yeah. God forbid we get in trouble after 22 years to see all this stuff, all this 22 years of hard work and go down the drain. We don't want that.
No.
In a little bit, we'll start playing Stump the Chumps. Joining us is Nelson Schneider, along with his dad, Elmo. Yeah.
Elmo.
I was trying to read two.
You got
trying to do two things at the
Scott's
same
got these
time
moments where he's in his dad.
No, I was trying to read this thing here. This was a story.
I'll take like a peanut, hit him in the head. Hey.
A story in the dailynews.com. Men dropped off a bathtub ice at a closed restaurant. Apparently, they dropped off this was in a place called Niceville, wherever Niceville is. They dropped off a bathtub in front of this place, and it's an old bathtub with 2 new bags of ice and a TV cable in front of the entrance. What do you think they were up to? I don't know. That was probably not the most interesting story I've ever read, was it?
What are you talking about?
You know, I was reading this beforehand, and I had a.
Were you really?
I had something in mind at the time, and now I forgot it.
You should really not use the internet after you leave the boathouse. So
At least for your show.
I thought you were told not to use the internet.
Never. All right, let's try this one, boys and girls.
Okay, let's try it.
Here's a new restaurant bar called the Sea House, and it begins with, they only serve things that starts with a C, like champagne, cheesecake,
chocolate,
crab cakes, Canadian fries, cheesy Macs, chili, Caesar and California Cobb salads, chicken burgers, caprese sandwiches, and chicken. Pretty unique marketing concept, don't you think? You guys aren't really caring about any of this. No. Well,
Nelson, you had some more good stories about
22 years.
Let's take a call. Yeah, well, I'm taking this call. You better come up with something.
Okay.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm sorry I'm missing your show today. Unfortunately, I have mandatory overtime and have to work today.
Well, the way it's turning out there, Mr. Rosenberg, you haven't missed much at all. Whoops.
Oh, I thought you would be having a great show after the election,
Well, nobody really cared all that much, but I want to congratulate you on a very hard-fought political campaign. And,
yeah, against Mickey Mouse, he got 4 votes.
Yeah.
So Mickey Mouse did get 4 write-ins. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, he had 4 write-ins, and myself and your aldermen, we each received 99% of the vote. The top percentage getters of all the aldermen. So he got 6 write-ins.
I think the thing that turned the tide for you in the 9th District was the fact that you cleaned streets of snow using dog urine. That's unheard of in any other district.
It's innovation. To save on salt and brine. Just may as well use it while we got it. Oh, by the way, that 100-gallon delivery to your home is being
rerouted. Or can I expect that?
Yeah, rerouted.
Well, when we had that, when you guys changed the law to do the 2-inch snow thing, and then you just went. You told everybody. You told Public Works, don't bother plowing snow in the 9th District. I'm using dog urine. And
exactly. That is in fact, we're hoping to change that back. That's ridiculous. To be snow plowing at 2 inches. If it's wet and heavy, yes, but if it's light, fluffy, it's ridiculous. It's just a waste of money.
You don't have to have an ordinance. Let somebody make a decision, right? That's what they have the authority for. Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what it costs? Do you know what it costs for a plow run? Each time the plows go out?
Not off the top of my head, but we'll be getting all that data when we go to change it back from 4 inches to 2 inches.
I thought it was.
I thought it was about $35,000.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It was about $30,000 every time you send them out.
With the expansion of all the new areas that we have to cover, it's going to go up.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So.
Yeah, because we keep growing west.
All right, how are you going to fix the Lincoln Park Lagoon since you called me?
Well, it's fixed. It's done. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. I went along with Alderman Brzezinski and voted against paying, but we had to pay the bill. It would have been a lawsuit.
Well,
they should have bored to find out how much actually silt was there to get a proper estimate. Hello.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Hello. They didn't need a $40,000 or $100,000 study to do that. Those soil samples could have taken 10,000 at the most. At the most. So
well, again, lesson learned. Let's just say that for any future, because I do have Anderson ponds in my district that may have to be cleaned out one day. Hopefully, not too. It's spring fed, so it's pretty clean.
Hey, you know what? When you put that dog park over there, we never did have the grand opening of that Kenosha State fire hydrant that all the dogs use readily. When are we
we're going to have to arrange it this summer. How's it?
Yeah.
We'll set up a date for that.
Yeah, we'll get out there and
but make sure I get a good glossy photo of yourself with a target on your face, so we can put it on the.
All right. Well, thanks for the encouragement.
No problem.
All right.
Oh, gentlemen, I got to go back to work.
All
unfortunately.
Right. You go keep up the good work you're doing, and we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
For those who didn't know, that was Alderman Keith Rosenberg, a very fine alderman of the 9th District, and along with my alderman, Rocco Lamacchia. They took 99% of the vote, and I got something in my eye here. What's the matter?
Your finger.
No.
Take your finger out.
Anyway, they did very fine job that way. It was one of these nobody cares elections. And other than the school board, I mean.
Well, it's probably the most important elections as well.
Well, sure was.
I mean, because that's right in your own backyard.
And you spend lots of your money.
That's right. I mean, you got to have a say.
I think it's about a $300 million budget on the school district. So, a lot of people, when I'm doing their taxes, they say, okay, I'm just paying my tax bill. I'm not involved with this. They don't care. And you can see by the time.
They're not involved.
Yeah. So, well, go ahead. Hey, look, boys and girls. Hey, Nelson, you're going to love this.
Okay.
The clock on the wall here at Studio A says it's 19 after 11, and everybody knows what that means. It's time for all our listeners to strut their stuff and try to stump the chumps. And if you're successful in stumping the chumps, you'll have the privilege, high honor, of joining us as a guest host on an upcoming show. So you're here. You didn't even win anything.
I won the genetic lottery.
Now, kissing up to his father here.
And we must express to the listeners, this is actually a prize. You're being rewarded to come in here.
When you get out in the hall, Dad, don't ever come here again.
Guess what? You're probably still in the will, too. To inherit his millions.
We have another call. You want to take this call first?
Oh, sure. Let's do this. Good morning on Kenosha today.
Hey, Scott. How's it going?
Hang on, Dennis.
We put him on hold?
No. Hit the flush button first.
Okay.
Hang on, Dennis. We're going to get this out of the way.
We're doing preemptively.
All right.
Oh, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, congratulations on 22.
Uh-huh.
And second of all, I have a Stump the Chump question. Since you're celebrating beer today, I have a beer question.
Okay.
All right.
Can I build up the act a little bit?
Go ahead.
This is a huge opportunity for our audience to bring something of intelligence, sophistication, or just general nonsense. What you bringing to the table?
All
here?
three.
And prove that you're barely smarter than a fifth grader?
Well, I sit at Amen Corner once in a while, so I think that proves it right there.
All right. What's your question?
What famous early American said, "Beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy"?
I know this answer.
Okay.
Ben Franklin.
You are correct.
Ring that bell.
You know, you guys got to understand. This is not.
It's either that or Arthur Shubershevsky. I was either one. I couldn't quite pick, but yeah, Ben Franklin.
Dennis, you got to be really embarrassed that you can't stump the chumps here.
Hey, what did the guy say who walked into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm?
Oh, should my finger be close to the dumb button here?
What?
Give me a beer and one for the road.
Hey!
All right, that's what
bing,
we
bing, 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 bing. Yeah, it's a good one.
Hey,
too.
Dennis, I got to take another call. Oh, no, we don't.
You got the flush?
That's why we played it first.
The flush.
We did that already.
We did? He wants another one.
I want a courtesy flush.
No, you're only get one flush.
You want a courtesy flush?
You only get one flush per.
This show needs a courtesy flush.
All right.
So what's?
Well, it's amazing, and congratulations on 22 years.
That's amazing. Yeah, you're right.
I'm only sorry that I haven't been here for all those 22.
How sorry are you? You're not
Well,
sorry
I
at
would
all.
have been a lot more intelligent and briefed on local happenings if I was.
Video of it all.
Yeah, we got everyone on tape. Some are going back to the old VHS.
Yeah.
And you know the early ones from '96 and '7. Believe it or not, they disintegrated. I mean, I looked very blurry.
They're probably on the way to the Broadcast Museum in Chicago right now.
Or to the dumpster. Actually, I did throw
Is it a dumpster?
to the dumpster. I had to throw them out because, you know, you got 1,100 shows here. Was it 1,100 or 11,000? 1,100. That's a pretty good, significant amount of
Stuff.
waste of time.
Yeah, I heard we might get into the 50s middle of next week.
I'm thinking about getting. We were just talking about that. I'm thinking about getting my golf clubs up now that tax season's winding down, and see if we can go out and hack up the old course out there.
Well, belatedly celebrate Beer Day and hit the 19th hole.
Oh, I can just bypass the first 18.
That's right.
Did you have you learned anything on our segment with Nelson here about beer?
Yeah, I've learned that Elmo did not waste his child-rearing abilities on bringing up a lad in the right direction there.
Very good, Dennis. Very
That's what
good.
I said. The apple
Very good.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Well, he's got a head on his shoulders and a head on his beer.
There you go.
Oh, jeez. If I didn't have enough,
Ben
if I had
Franklin-
courage, I'd give you the three-peat flush, but
Ben Franklin's got nothing on you, my friend.
Hey, 24 hours in a day, 24 beers in a case. Coincidence?
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say?
Serendipity.
boy, you're just taking me right down the old road to nothing here. All right, Dennis.
All right, guys, take it
Thanks.
easy.
All right.
Take care.
Happy 22.
Yeah, thank you. All right, we're still playing Stump the Chumps, 262-694-1050 since well, actually we should declare the game over.
Yeah, because he couldn't stump me.
Yeah,
Us.
we won.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to play, because then if somebody wins this, then I got to pay him.
That's right.
But since
you should pay me because I knew it.
well, you're getting paid. You make 100,000 here from the
Is
radio
that what that is? Hang on a second. I'm not done laughing.
And if anybody wants to play trivia for
crying
the
out.
fun of it, because unfortunately nobody could stump us.
No.
But how is it that you knew that?
I know beer, my friend.
Oh, I
Okay, I know history. So I kind of combined the two.
Nelson, are you impressed with this guy?
I didn't know it, so yeah, a little bit.
Okay, let's take this call,
all right.
huh?
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Yeah, this is Jeff from Racine.
Yeah, Jeff.
I want to guess the word.
Go ahead.
Punk.
No, unfortunately, that's not the word. What's going on up in Racine these days?
It's sunny out, but it's cold.
We just look on the weather deck here at WLIP, and I could have told you that. I mean, other than cold and sunny, is there anything else? Do you have a?
Well, I just wanted to fill you in on what it's like up here.
Well, it's about the same as it is down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why did you think that the secret word was punk?
Oh, because you had mentioned that Dirty Harry
Oh,
phrase.
when I was building up the act. Okay. Do you have a question that you might want to play for fun and try to stump us?
Or a question about beer?
Yeah, you got a question about beer? You drink beer?
Well, I'll listen to your program and I'll call you back with one.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right.
All right.
Only 34 minutes left.
So Nelson, why don't you describe some of the beers?
Hang on, just let me read a quick sponsor here. KRS Paint.
Describe some of the beers.
Yeah, describe some of the beers.
Oh.
Probably so as far as like our beers and like what makes them unique as opposed to a lot of other beers that you might try, is that we've actually kind of made a name for ourselves with doing tea infused beers. They actually use Rishi tea from Milwaukee in a handful of our beers, which is kind of unusual. You don't see a whole lot of those out there.
I got this. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I got this post. Elmo, you're in charge of Facebook. Boy, I thought this guy was on our side. And it happens to be from jumbotrim.com. Who's sitting?
Continue, Nelson.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, just let me enlighten the folks. I get this post on Kenosha Today by Jumbo Jimtron here, and his comment is, "What the hell am I doing here?" Okay, sorry.
That's all right. I ask myself that every week I'm here. But anyways, go ahead. Continue, Nelson.
Yeah. It's just So we make a couple tea infused beers. Our two most notable ones probably being we make a beer called OG, which is a wit beer, which is a wheat style of beer made with green and chamomile tea. That is I kind of joke it's maybe one of our more dangerous beers in the sense that if I just like gave that to you, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is super easy drinking. This is like 4 or 5%. It's actually 9.2%.
Nice.
Yeah. So they go down real easy in the summer, and then you go up to use the bathroom and trip on your way there.
Obviously, we're not into.
I'm planning a party this summer.
We're into quantity, not quality. 9%. Boy, that's.
Yeah, that's one of our higher ones.
But it went up around 13.
13? Whoa.
I drank one at the Nomad one night, and I'm telling you what, that was just like I almost fell off my bar stool after one just a pint.
Which one? The OG?
I don't know. It tastes like. Not that I know what it tastes like. It tastes like marijuana. What it tastes like. Was it very?
Now my next question: how do you know what marijuana tastes like?
I just say. I'm saying.
You
I'm
heard.
Just saying.
You
I've
read
heard
about it.
I've heard.
Fun fact: hops are actually the closest genetic cousin to the cannabis plant. So
that was it. That was it.
Maybe it's just the kind of hops.
I don't remember. It was a number of years ago. So anyways, hippity hop. But so it was 9 point.
For the OG, it's a 9.2%.
Hey, is there a limit, a maximum alcohol that they can make, or is there a limit that you can't go over a certain percent?
Not. I don't believe there's one legally. There's actually a beer. I can't remember where it's made. It's something. It's called like snake juice or snake bite or something.
Oh, there
like
you
that.
go.
Yeah, but it's there.
It's in Montana.
Is it? Because yeah,
Montana?
it's got the record for the highest alcohol content for a beer, and it's something like 48% alcohol. Like it's something ridiculous that like you might as well just like have liquor at that point.
Yeah,
Right. Might as well just take a shot of
96 proof.
Corbel, for example, just taking one off the top.
Yeah,
of the board.
Yeah. Wow.
I haven't tried it. I'd be curious to see how much it tastes like beer. I'm wondering if they just did it more for the record and the breaking rights than the flavor.
So do you have summer flavored beers that you guys are bringing out, or do you have some? I mean, obviously you do some type of Oktoberfest type of stuff.
Yeah.
Seasonal type of beers.
Yeah. We're very into seasonal beers. Our
67.5%.
67.5.
Jim, is that one
Snake
call left
venom.
we can take?
We'll take it, but I want to hear. about
Okay, we'll
seasonal.
come back to him, but I got a caller here, so
All right, hang on.
and then we'll go to break. Good morning on Kenosha Today.
Is the secret word taxes?
No.
Nope.
Who's this, by the way?
Oh, they hung up.
Oh, they hung up.
So the seasonal. what do you got coming up this season?
So this season, so our regular summer beer is the Weekend at Louis.
Okay.
That Louis Demise is kind of our flagship beer, so we've kind of variations on it. All of which usually revolve around Death or Resurrection, which Weekend at Louis is a take on what movie? I'm asking you guys.
Oh,
Weekend at Barter's.
Weekend at
Bernie's?
Bernie's.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, Weekend at Barter's. I see what you did there.
I ended up like a weekend at Bernie's.
Our Weekend at Louis is our Louis Demise made with blueberry tea, and it is like you wouldn't believe like how good that is. Like because it sounds like kind of a weird combination for a beer, but it's delicious. But on as far as new beers, we've been just recently doing a Brewer's Day Off series that they just asked every brewer at the brewery, just like, hey, you get one shot to make just like any like weird, crazy thing you've always just thought was interesting. And we just started with that by making a Thin Mint Stout beer.
Why don't we put a Kenosha Today beer on tap?
Totally tasteless, right?
Now we got to take a break.
But that's awesome. We'll talk more beer, right?
Oh, yeah, oh sure.
We got to take a break, don't
and
we?
then we'll come back with another beer bomb or whatever you call them there.
Beer. I can't remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.
That's my son, the drunken manly stud. I'm proud to be his bud.
Here, have some pretzels.
No, I'll call it quits. Those things give me the
All right, we are just in the nick of time. We are back and heading down the home stretch on the Kenosha Today trolley ride this morning. If you just joined us, this is the April 7th edition of the Kenosha Today Weekly Report, coming to you live and streaming worldwide to over 1.4 million people living in the WIP listening area. Being brought to you this morning by our major sponsors, the Boathouse Pub and Eatery and Barter's Financial Planning Services, along with a host of other very fine local businesses. This morning's cast of characters, Elmo Schneider and his favorite son, the only son, right?
Only son.
Nelson is here.
That'd be his favorite then.
Oh, well, okay. I guess I wasn't too far off.
There
see?
you go. There you go.
Let's not be so critical of everything that I say.
Did I say you were? I'm just pointing out.
Be honest now, is this everything your dad said it was going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And then some.
I mean, come on, really, how can you really totally prepare himself for this show?
This is almost as good as the night he won the Emmy Award. So
that's right. He won an Emmy.
Yeah. Well, the show did. Technically, I'm not on it because editors don't get an Emmy, unfortunately.
Well, technically, we didn't win an Emmy either, and we haven't for 22 years. And you know why? Because there's no classification of shows that suck big time. That's why we wouldn't have. We would have won. We'd have been right up there.
Yep. Yeah, they don't have radio Razzies.
They should.
Should, yeah. Then we'd be up there. From the galaxy called Spider Dome, the Love Doctor, Spider Ronnie. You going to be doing any love doctoring this tonight?
No.
We taking the night off? Too tired or got a headache?
I'm just worried about lunch, getting some lunch right now. I'm hungry.
Worried about lunch.
Yeah.
He's sitting there being hangry. He's just like, just don't talk to me. I'm sitting over here and I need food. Just show over yet? What the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, where did that come from? I don't know. We're here each and every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. until noon. Also, if you happen to miss our Saturday show, you can tune in AM 1050 WLIP tomorrow at noon and listen to the replay of this morning's broadcast.
Relive the magic.
And see, now this ends at 2, and your scam down at the roadie starts at 2?
Well, 22 years.
The status of the Secret Word Challenge to win a $20 Boathouse gift card from Barter's Financial Planning Services yet to be named. And you can still call us 262-652-6767. Schedule a free financial planning consultation. Elmo, do we have a hint that we want to give?
This is something that beer gets put into.
Stomach.
Oh,
it's not stomach.
The toilet.
Let's not try to help the audience. Let them earn this. You know? Don't forget, I got to pay out if somebody wins this.
Scott puts out.
So, moving along.
Yeah. Now, boys and girls, it's time for this week's special editorial segment, High Five, Zingers, and Doofuses. And this morning's headliner is As the
Keg Turns.
As the Keg Turns. Like the Spider, you're not even sincere with that.
I think because it's beer, it's going to be afterwards. Well, you're...
See, there's the magic right there. This week's High Five, and this is going to shock you folks. This is when you start playing. Okay.
Yeah, let me do it.
This week's High Five goes to the city of Kenosha. Geez, am I reading this right? For continuing their housing.
Should we be playing Danger Zone right now? I mean, what's that? Wall of confusion?
For continuing their housing inspections in 7 selected districts. I think this is a great way to help keep Kenosha beautiful by making sure landlords maintain their properties and not let them deteriorate and allow our fair city to end up looking like downtown Baghdad. And to think they did all this without the help of a $100,000 study. And if they just keep certain people away, I had to clean that up too, Elmo. Otherwise, it's time to get ready, bend over, and get the Vaseline.
I just had one question on that, though. They can cite you for having a pothole in your driveway, but why? But there's potholes all over the streets. And nothing.
Very good question. Let's interrupt this and take this caller. Jumbo. We'll come back to this. Good morning, on Kenosha Today.
Yes, this is Ganga. I have the answer for your secret word.
Wait. Just want to make sure Jumbotron's got his hand on the dump button here. Okay, go ahead.
Urinal.
No.
Urinal. No.
We'd expect nothing less. You're close, Gunga. Hey, by the way,
I was almost positive on this one.
What's the highest grade you've graduated from?
Third.
Third. Oh, yeah. All right.
Third American. I was a Oxford student in Pakistan.
You rode an ox on an ox?
Yeah. How do you know? That's part of the degree. Is to know your ox. Oxen.
Okay. Is that the girl you took to prom?
Yeah. Exactly. How did you know?
I saw pictures.
Yes, thank you. I was going to go over at my wife's house, so you would know all of that.
Okay, Ganga, I got to keep going with this bit.
All right.
Where were we?
Yes, this week's zinger goes to the Kenosha's Public Works Department for screwing up the Lincoln Park Lagoon fiasco. And now they want us taxpayers to ante up another $400,000 for this project, bringing the total to $1.4 million, just to pull out a couple of tires and a bicycle out of the swamp. To that we say, poppycock. This is really starting to make my hair hurt. I had addressed this issue back in the Voice of the People letter in November of 17, and yet here we are once again in Do Over Kenosha, paying for someone's mistakes. And we should probably change the name, Elmo, from Do Over to Bend Over. You know, my pocketbook's on an empty. I don't know about anything else, but I have no more money to help drain the swamp. And this week's Doofus Award goes to State Senate Majority Leader Republican Scott Fitzgerald for wanting to close down 2 strip clubs in Dodge County. I'm thinking, come on, Scotty boy, what's more American than mom, apple pie, and a couple of strip joints? Besides, if these are closed, where are all the politicians in Madison going to go? Aha. The next thing you know, Fitzgerald's going to be targeting adult bookstores, and that's probably going to definitely signal the end of the Republican Party as we know it here in Wisconsin. I say, if this goes through, we bring back Bubba Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, Stormy Daniels, give everybody a cigar, pay out $130,000, and let's just get on with it. And there you have it, folks, as the cake turns for this Saturday, April 7th.
Hey, let's get back to...
Okay, and I approve this message. You have a question for him?
Yeah, your first thing where you gave kudos to the city for issuing citations.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's the inspection.
The inspections.
Yeah. Follow up on them. You can hand them out, and if they don't follow up and make the people do it, big deal.
Our illustrious group here this morning.
The man without the microphone has a point.
Yeah. Spider says, well, they give them the citations, but they got to follow up on it. Yeah. Good point. And Elmo's got another point. They can give you a citation for having a pothole in your driveway, right?
Correct.
But what about the rest of the nonsense and like 22nd Avenue? That looks like downtown Baghdad. They got cement coming out from all over the place.
I'm not a drunk driver. I'm dodging potholes.
That's right.
Yeah. I better write that down.
Really, officer?
Jim Selovich says on radio.
Scott Barter said.
Yeah. Hey, I got to read a sponsor. Geez, the time is moving along here. You have a, what's your most amusing
beer story?
Beer story. We've already heard what yours is, but.
Well, we're talking about who was Louis?
Oh,
Yeah.
who was Louis?
Yeah, so Louis of Louis' Demise, so is the beer that got everything started. It's our amber ale that like a lot of these craft breweries we've been saying, like they're popping up all over the place. A lot of these guys and gals are just home brewers that are trying to give a shot at it professionally and see if they can turn into a career. We were no different. We just got started back in the 90s. It was 3 guys just brewing beer for fun, and they ended up coming with a recipe for this amber ale that would end up becoming Louis' demise. But before they had a name, they just kind of had a tradition of that they would give a toast to this portrait on the wall of this guy Louis. They didn't really know who he was, but he had like a big like German beer stein like in the photo and all that. So they'd be like, "Cheers, Louis." So they start thinking, why don't we name it after this Louis guy? They don't know anything about him. Like it's just a picture on the wall. They want to make sure he's an okay guy before they start naming things after him. So in their research, they find his death certificate over in Sheboygan.
Okay. Wow.
And it actually says on his death certificate, "Death caused by cranial contusion of bar glass." He was killed in a bar fight.
I love it. That's awesome.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
The secret word barrel?
No, it is not.
No, who's this?
They call the same guy calls up.
Okay, well,
he gives a shout.
It's like fish in a barrel,
nothing.
right?
Hey, barrel.
Actually,
that's a great story. So Louis actually died in a bar fight.
That's what the legend goes. Yeah, I've heard a couple variations, but my favorite is that apparently he was a womanizer a little bit back in the day. Legend goes that he slept with some guy's wife. And that guy took care of business all across his forehead.
Crime of passion.
Where do you see the picture on my wall? Oh boy!
So that's where Louis came from.
Yeah, and so that's why all of our beers are death theme, or of the Louis anyway.
Sure.
And then a lot of the other ones that we have are all named after various Milwaukee landmarks or Wisconsin things, like the Polish Moon or Booyah.
Okay, cool.
Good morning on Kenosha today.
Yeah, I want to make a shout out to the Milwaukee Brewing Company.
Hey.
All right.
Are you his boss?
They've got a product. And I know you're talking about Louis' demise, and that, by the way, is one of the best beer stories I have ever heard.
Yeah, it is. It totally is.
Kind of hits home, doesn't it?
They've also got a product called Outboard.
Yep, Outboard.
And Outboard is a highly words just can't describe how delicious it is. It's a cream ale. It goes down smooth. And every year, me and my guys get together for a golf outing up in Milwaukee on the south side at Grant Park. And we have a Grant Golf and Outboard Open. And we drink the Outboard at our golf outing.
Excellent. That's awesome.
All right.
I just wanted to check in and tell you about that.
Thank you very much.
Milwaukee Brewing Company has good products up and down the roster.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Did we lose that other caller? Okay. Well, before I forget, run out of time, I want to welcome.
Hey, how about the secret word being Stein?
Oh
no, you're close.
Yeah.
Dear Stein.
No. Who's this?
Jenny.
Jenny, you're very, very close. Do you no, I'm serious. You were close, but unfortunately you didn't win. But
German beer Stein.
You're still not very close.
Okay.
Hey, Jenny, wait a minute. Do you drink beer?
Do you drink beer, Jenny?
Yes, I do.
Do you drink this specially?
It's not my number one drink, but I do drink beer.
What is your number one drink?
An old-fashioned.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's good.
That's Wisconsin.
Good Wisconsin.
Good Wisconsin drink. You know, I think doesn't Wisconsin consume per capita the most brandy in the
You've got it. That's what I've heard and read too.
And drank.
Thank you for contributing.
Thanks, Jenny. Bye bye.
Yeah, let's call the people by their names. Let's not butcher that, Mr. Jim O'Dron.
Are we pointing out mistakes? Is that what we're doing right now?
Because I'm winding down.
Because we only got 9 minutes left in the show, and I don't have enough time to point out your mistakes, my friend. 22 years.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You know, this was an article, this drive-through in Gulfport, Mississippi, asking customers to stop smoking weed as they're going through the drive-through. Can you imagine how un-American that is?
Well, it gets all the workers get hungry.
They were blowing smoke at the young kids.
Now, what if you're going through the drive-through on a horse?
Yeah. So much for Anthony Kennedy. Good morning, you're on Kenosha today.
Hello.
Hello there.
Yes.
Yeah, hi. I'm just going to weigh in on the beer stuff.
Sure.
Awesome.
My name's Kai, and all the beer you need is right in Kenosha. Public Craft, Rustic Road, and R. Noggins. All great beers.
That's true.
Yeah,
they are.
I'll agree with that.
And
Yeah,
all of them
I've
have just
had all their beers. They're
become
very good.
popular in, what, say, the last 5 years, maybe?
Oh yeah, that's all good stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. I
Yeah,
appreciate
and you might as well drink local.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like the Publix bits and pieces. It's pretty tasty, and the hazelnut
Oh, yeah.
harvest.
Yeah, hazelnut's a big one for
The
me.
hazelnut harvest. Oh, I love that beer.
Yep. Boy,
Oh, those are all good
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
All
They
right, Kai,
have,
thanks. I'm sorry.
Okay, bye-bye. Have
Bye-bye.
a good day.
All right,
Bye.
we got all of a sudden the phones light
Yeah,
up.
they're lighting up.
Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Can I take a guess at the secret word?
Sure. Who's this, first of all?
Bruce.
Hi, Ruth.
Ruth. Okay. Go ahead, Ruth. What's your guess?
Studs.
Suds.
Suds?
Oh.
Not correct.
I
Not
thought you
correct.
said studs, and I'm going to say, well, it's enough
Yeah,
about us.
there's-
But
there's too many studs in one
too many
place.
studs in one
Okay,
place.
thanks,
That's
Ruth.
not-
Ruth isn't there anymore. We are
okay.
now ruthless. Is what we are.